wants to mute themselves. So today I just want to talk about the different kinds of posts, which if you're in, which I think everybody, maybe except for Shelby, is not in there yet, but in our Elite Hustle group, I shared with you guys a posting schedule that I actually got from Josh Coates, which I think I've talked about this a little bit before, but I just want to go over it again because I've been getting a lot of questions from everyone about like what kind of post they should make when on whatever particular day. And the biggest tip that he gave me when I did that training in December was to start with the end in mind before you make a post. So like, what is the purpose of you posting this before you even like find a picture and whatever you want to say to put up there? Think about what you're trying to accomplish. And so there's different kinds, and some that are like planting seeds with your network and some that are to help boost engagement. And then there's some that are just like bold invitation posts asking people to do something. So the ones that are planting seeds are basically the product posts and the business opportunity posts, or the business breadcrumb posts. And with the product posts and the business breadcrumbs, keep in mind that you're not going to get a ton of engagement on those. Like, you're not going to get 100 likes and 50 comments, or even 5 or 10 comments probably, because that's not their intention. That's not what you're posting them for. Sorry about the dogs, because I know they're loud. Deacon, Brody, cool it. Hang on. Come here. Lay down. Thank you. Okay. So don't get discouraged if you post something and you're like, nobody liked it, like I didn't get any comments, nothing, because that might not have been the purpose behind it. And that has helped me a lot, because I used to get really discouraged when I would make business posts or do like coaching invites or like bold accountability group invites and things, and I wouldn't get any interaction on them. Like, not many people would comment, like I wouldn't have a ton of likes or anything. But once I realized, like, that's not the point of that. Like, when you make a post like that, you're looking to get like 1 or 2 people that want to reach out to you and talk to you because of that post. But on the other hand, like an engagement post, which is something where you're asking your followers to do something, either to you're asking for their opinion, for their advice or suggestion, or just to do something fun, like to leave a funny GIF in the comments, or I don't even know how you're supposed to say that. But so starting or ending an engagement post with a question is the best way that I know how to do it. Like, I wanted to pull up, I should have planned a little bit more ahead, you guys, but life, right? I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to pull up my Instagram and kind of show some examples, if this will work. Before I do that, let me like actually finish going over the different types of posts, because I'm so scatterbrained right now. Okay, so when you're planting seeds, you're not supposed to get a lot of engagement. Already said that. But with an engagement post, the likes and comments on it are the goal. Those are the ones where you want to get a ton of people interacting with you and actually like having conversations with people on your post, or moving it to a private message to talk to them about whatever it is that you put up there. The point of a business breadcrumb post is to plant seeds and show people how much that you love what you do, or kind of give them a small sneak peek into what you actually do as a coach, and what is the different parts of your business. And those aren't like, with those posts, you're not going to ask people to do anything. You're not going to be like, if you want to join my team, comment below. Or if you're interested in learning more about what I do, send me a message. Like, you're not going to do that. It's literally just like planting a seed in their brain, like, hey, this is what I'm doing. Like, if you like go to Starbucks one day and you're working, take a picture and post about how you're taking some time today. You went to a new space and you're working on your business and it's giving you more energy, something like that. And then once a week, you're going to have a call to action post, or at least once a week. And the way that he taught us this in the training is to do those on Sunday. And that's going to be the day that you invite people to the coaching opportunity. So asking if they're interested, sharing testimonials from different people. So it doesn't always have to be you. It can be you like highlighting or spotlighting somebody else on our team, or a girl in our challenge group who maybe started out as a challenger and now she's transitioning into the business. And like I said, these are not going to get a bunch of engagement. You just want it to resonate with 1 or 2 people. And with going back to the business breadcrumbs, if you think of them as a way to, dang it, y'all, this day, the puppy just peed in the floor. Okay, we'll deal with that in a minute. And then that last type of post is lifestyle. Okay, you just have to laugh, right? Okay. Lifestyle can be anything. So basically the point of lifestyle posts is just to put out there that like health and fitness and your business and everything are not all that you do. Basically lifestyle posts are just anything that you want to post about that means something to you. Like Becca, yours last night with you and Michael, like I would call that a lifestyle post. And then you kind of also asked a question, so it was a little bit of an engagement post too. And so sometimes posts are not going to fall into like just one category. Like you might have an idea pop in your head and you're like, well, this is kind of lifestyle, but it's also like engagement because I'm going to ask my network to do something, to answer a question or something. So basically with the lifestyle post, you're just getting people to relate to you and the life you live. And that can help them see like you're just an ordinary person just like them, but then they also see the business side of your life and the fitness results that you've seen and everything. And a lot of people are like, I don't have an interesting life. Like nobody cares. But well, come here. They don't need to see that your life is like so exciting and so interesting, because most people, everybody feels like they just have an ordinary life and that it's not that exciting. People just want to see that you're fulfilled and that you have joy from in all different areas of your life, and how your business and putting your health first helps fulfill you and give you purpose, and just kind of like trickles into every other area of your life like we know it does. Let's see what other notes that I have. So Saturdays are your 2 freebies, and you can post about whatever you want. And that is just kind of the schedule that he gave us. So sometimes I will use Saturdays, like if I was supposed to have a product post one day, but it just didn't happen, I could make up for it on Saturday. Or I could just have 2 lifestyle posts on Saturday. Basically, whatever you want to do with Saturday is up to you. So I'm going to go share my screen now. Let's see.
I have a question really quick while you're looking for that.
Yeah.
So when he was telling me this, were the intentions that these are actual posts, or could you have like one in your story and one type on an actual post? Or was, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I think you could do both.
Okay.
It's kind of totally up to you. Like he had kind of said from his like research and work that he had done with lots of other coaches that like the posting 2 times a day was kind of like the sweet spot. But everyone is different. Like me and Emily have talked about this before. Like if you follow some of the top coaches, they post like 4, 5, 6 times a day. And like that's something that I would probably never do. So it's totally up to you. Like if posting once a day act like an actual post feels better, and then the rest of it kind of being in your stories, like that's totally up to you. And I think also, like, putting this out there, like, this is just a suggestion. Like, if this doesn't feel good for like your brand and the way that you want to run your business, then you can definitely make adjustments and do whatever feels best and whatever works best with your followers, because everyone's different. Like, some people's followers might really like it when they might engage more with posts than with stories. So, like, for example, like, Dana's not on here today, but she's not like super into Instagram. So she doesn't really do like stories or anything. So she just does more posts. And so that would kind of be a good example of that. So let me close this. I'm just going to scroll through here and find some examples that did really well. Let's see. Okay, for an engagement post, this is the one I was looking for. So I was getting ready to go to a Christmas work party, and I literally took these 3 pictures and these 3 outfits and asked for people to tell me which one they liked the best. And this was probably the best engagement post that I've ever done. Because I had like 50-something comments on Instagram, which on Instagram I normally have like maybe 1 or 2 comments. And then it was the same way on Facebook. It literally just like blew up. So that was an engagement post. Let me see if I can find another one. This one was an engagement post asking people how the heck I should organize all my shoes. So just asking people for their opinion on how they do stuff. And one more that I did, I think I posted it in my stories, and then on Facebook I did it like asking for a recommendation, but asking people what they used to clean their shower because I literally need something that was really good. So basically stuff that you could normally just Google and find an answer for yourself, like just ask people what they do and get their opinion, because people feel really I don't know, people like to give their opinion. That's like the easiest way I know to put that. And then this, I think this was, so this post was like a call to action on a Sunday to invite to coaching. And I just did a quote up here that I really like, and then kind of how that resonated with me, and then that I was looking for women who wanted to make an impact in not only their life but the lives of others. And then I asked them to comment below or send me a message. So that would be, oh gosh, sorry guys, a call to action. This was, so this was another call to action, but it could kind of be seen as a breadcrumb post as well. I think I turned this business breadcrumb post into kind of a call to action because I was inviting to the sneak peek that we had this week. So depending on, that's another like good thing to mention is like depending on what we have going on, if we have a sneak peek coming up, or if you're getting ready to start a new round of a workout program or something, you might throw in like an extra call to action every week and not like just have the one on Sunday. Let's see, what am I missing? Lifestyle. So this, I guess this was a lifestyle post. Just, I was just bragging on Tyler. I think I would call this a lifestyle post, maybe kind of a product post. Actually, my goal with this one was a product post, even though it wasn't in the picture. I just talked about how there were so many ingredients in this bowl that I used to would never eat, but thanks to like changing my nutrition and drinking Shakeology every day, my taste buds have changed. So I kind of threw in there a little like planted a little seed about how Shakeology has helped with my nutrition. And then obviously this one is a product post as well because I have my shake, and I just talked about how it was quick and easy. But then I threw in there how I was super skeptical and that I thought the protein shake I was drinking before was good enough until I actually tried it. So what have I missed? Product, call to action, breadcrumb, engagement, lifestyle. I think that's everything. Does anybody have any questions about any of those or want to see any more examples? Nope. Okay. The last thing that Josh recommended, which I've really started trying to do, which can scare the crap out of a lot of people, is going live. And I was super nervous about it at first, and I would never, ever, ever do it, but it's actually gotten to be super fun. And the goal with that is he puts it on the posting schedule to do it on Wednesdays. But obviously, if you want to do it on a different day, if something hits you that you want to talk about, you can do it on a different day. But I have been trying to follow his Wednesday schedule, and that's what I've been doing for the last little bit. But something that he wanted us to talk about when we go live are like any objections that we get on a regular basis, like finding a way to get on there and talk about it and just adding value to people. How you stay motivated, what kind of affirmations do you use, what's your morning routine? And that was like the first live that I did back in December, was talking about my morning routine and what I actually do and how I got started with it. And then he said making it cheeky. I don't really know what that means, but that's what I have in my notes. So saying what everyone wants to say but won't say it out loud. So stuff that people relate to. So I think an example that he gave was like titling the live video, "Why Working Out Sucks." And then talking about how it's super hard, because like a catchy title like that will get people to jump on and watch. But then talking about how it sucks, but there's so many other positive benefits that outweigh the sucky part of working out. Just different things. Like this week I ended up going live to talk about my necklaces that I wear every day and just the meaning behind them. Last week, I think I went live and just talked about the first week of Transform 20 and how it was going and what all I kind of showed the different trackers and things to give people more of an idea of what all they would get. I did like a live, people ask me all the time to do a live video on how I do my hair and makeup. And so I did those, like just fun stuff that people ask you about all the time. You can just pop in and go live and talk about it. And I know that's super scary, but it's really not that bad once you do it and get it under your belt the first couple of times. And just take some time before you do your first one, like take some time to sit down and think about it and what you want to say and plan it out if you need to. And it doesn't have to be like a 30-minute long video. It can be 3 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever. But just start thinking about things that you could go live and talk to people about. And I think it'll actually start to be fun, because that's how it's started to be for me. And I know y'all probably follow Rachel Beach, but she has started doing blogs, so video blogs of her journey with Transform 20, which I think is really cool. So basically any way that you can think that is fun to you to add value to people, do it. Because that's the whole point of everything that we put out there, is to add value to somebody else's life and try to motivate or inspire them in some way. And that's not to say that everything you put out there has to be all sunshine and rainbows and super positive, because it's not going to be. It's life. So just knowing that even if you are having a hard day, like you can still show up and be authentic and honest that you are having a hard day, but how you've learned how to try to put a positive spin on things even when they're not so good. Does anybody want to add anything or have any questions? Does that help? Does that make more sense?
I was going to say something about going live. Because can y'all hear me? Because it's terrible.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Because the other night, I'm like so scared to go live in the coach group. But I think like what helped me versus in the past when I have went live like on my feed, because honestly I just felt like I was just me on the video. And I think what helped me is I didn't do it on my computer. I did it on my phone, like vertically. And so all I could see was me. And so like I did, like it's different if you do it on the computer. You can see it's just like so much more. So like if going live freaks you out, that like really helped me.
Yeah, because you can keep the comments there if you want, like the people who are showing up, or you can just swipe them and they'll go away.
Mm-hmm.
That does help. Definitely helps. Becca, does that help?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because some of them I was like, I don't know what to consider this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the thing about it is like it's not meant to like stress you out or make you feel like you have to like follow this super strict schedule. I'm just like such a planner personality that having that structure really helps me, and it just makes it so much easier for me to make sure that I'm actually talking about all the things I want to talk about consistently, because for me it's super easy for all of my posts to just be lifestyle and working out and not talking about the business, because I went for so long not really being able to share about the business because I wasn't supposed to be a coach and work at my old job. And so I got really kind of self-conscious about it and was super intentional about not talking about it. And so then when I got my new job and I am allowed to talk about it, I had to be super intentional about making myself actually do it. And because that is where, like, talking about the business is where the biggest growth is going to come for us, especially when you want to, like, build a team and make a significant income and all those things. It's not just, you can't just have challengers on your team if that's your goal. You have to have other people in your community that want to build a business too. But the reason that I feel like a lot of us haven't gotten to that level is because we weren't talking about it enough. Because it's so easy just to focus on the challenge group and getting people results, because that is, until you really get a grasp on everything and like feel confident in helping other people with the business side of things, it's so much easier just to like talk about the fitness and get people started that way because it's what we're comfortable with. But I did share, or I created units for like getting new coaches started right who want to get involved with the business right off the bat. And that's in the Hustle group. I did that earlier this week. I'm not sure how those notifications pop up for you guys whenever I do stuff like that. But I'm basically just going through exactly how, like, Shelby, I don't mean to like put you on the spot here or anything, but she is like the newest coach on our team who wants to get involved in the business. She signed up a couple weeks ago, and the steps that I outlined in that unit about how to get a new coach started is exactly what I have been doing with Shelby. And we had a getting started right call the other night, and she said it was so simple and easy. Like, everything was so straightforward. She already knew pretty much everything that she needed to know about like starting as a new coach with Success Club and being a success starter and all of those things. And we use that call just to talk about like, okay, here's what you need to do next. If you want to help 3 people in your first month, if you want to be a success starter. And then, so she did the getting started portion of the training in our online office on our own. And then we talked about it, and then I directed her to the next step, which is the Success Club tracking system. So it's made it super easy and not overwhelming for either one of us at all. So take a look at that and see how it works, because I know it's so much easier to bring on new coaches on your team when you're confident that you can help them and know what to tell them to do. So that was the goal with that. And so far, I told Shelby, I was like, you're kind of my guinea pig to see if this actually works, because I knew it would. It's just we weren't taking advantage of the resources that were already there.
So what are you starting with? Can you give me a step by step? Like, you get a new coach, where are you sending them first?
So let me pull it up.
Because that's what overwhelms me the most. I can post, I can share, I can do all these things, but like getting a new coach and like help setting them up for success is what really stresses me out.
Yeah,
because I understand so much information that I don't know where the best place to send them first is.
I know the feeling. Okay. Let's see. So we're going to start. Can y'all see this?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to start with this. And this is all in the Hustle group if you go to the units and the files. And I created us a Google Drive for our team so we can post all this stuff and have access to it anywhere instead of it being like just files on Facebook. So hopefully that's easier. And if anybody tries to access these and you can't get in there, let me know and I'll play around with it and see if I can change the settings. So this is the welcome email that I send to new coaches. So just welcoming them to our team. And then as soon as you get this email, text me. And I put my phone number in there. And I got this from Ashley Molstad's leadership training that she did this past year. And she's the #1 coach in the network. And she said this was what made the biggest difference for her. So basically, they read this, they watch this Welcome to the Fam video, basically just explains the different types of coaches. So what it would mean to be a discount coach versus a hobby coach versus a business builder. And then at the end of the video, it tells them to text me and let me know what kind of coach they want to be. And then this Welcome to the Group is kind of just how to get started with our accountability group. And you all probably saw a month or so ago that I made the units, like a unit section in our group. That way, when new people started, they could go and do like their own prep week to kind of walk them through the first steps of like your before and after pictures, your before pictures, your measurements, creating your first meal plan, all those things. So that directs them there. And then this is the direct link to the accountability group and the link to our team page. So once they watch this video and they tell me hobby coach or business coach, then we go back, created this little document with step by step. So share cart welcome email goes to them once they sign up. If they say hobby or business coach, then you direct them here. So their online office, the training section, and then getting started. And I can pull this up to make it super easy. So when you go to training, they're going to go to this getting started box. Oops, I knew that was going to happen. So they're going to go to getting started. And it has a section for their first 30 minutes as a coach, their first 30 hours, and their first 30 days. And there's just different videos and guides for them to fill out in there. And you all can go check that out today if you want. So they go through that. There's actually, in the first 30 minutes, there is a checklist for the sponsoring coach. This first 30 quick reference checklist. So this would be like what I would use, since like when Shelby signed up, I would print this off for her and check off when she does her first 30 minutes and her first 30 hours. And then this is for our getting started right. So we're making sure that they've been connected and welcomed into the team, that they complete this is a document that's on there, the 3 steps to sharing Shakeology, and then making sure that they know about the vital behaviors and help them to achieve Success Club in their first month. And then there's just some extra space down here, I guess, if you wanted to put some notes. But then in the first 30 hours, there's a business quick start guide for them to fill out and a coach action plan. So, and there's also a video on there for coach office overview to kind of explain to them how to use everything in our coach office. So then after they complete all 3 of those, there's a coach basics participant guide in the part of the first 30-day section that just tells them everything they need to know, like key terms, like what's a challenge pack, what's Success Club, the vital behaviors, all of that. They can read over that. And then there's a 3 ways to share Shakeology guide on there. And then, so I put in here that the sponsoring coach would ask the new coach to write down a list of 3 to 5 people that they want to help in their first month as a coach. And then we set up our Getting Started Right call. So on the Getting Started Right call, I kind of put a quick summary over what to cover. So just, it doesn't have to be super long. Keep it to 30 minutes. Go over the coach action plan that they filled out, which Shelby, you and I, we didn't actually do that. I skipped that step. But basically just use this to answer any questions they have and make sure they understand Success Club, what it means to be a success starter, the vital behaviors, and how to use ShareCart. And then they should already know this from the trainings that they have already completed, but make sure they know about the National Wake Up Call and then our team calls that we have on Saturdays. And then help them choose their first personal development book, which I think is huge. So then at the end of the call, what you will do is direct them to the next section, which is the Success Club system. So this will be their next step after they've done the Getting Started. So this has the link to the tracker that we use, a video explaining it, and then this will link them to the Beachbody Champions Facebook page, which if you go to the units over here, it has for new coaches getting started with inviting, the activity tracker, and then basically everything that a new coach needs to know. How to navigate ShareCart, how to use it effectively, how to invite in the most 3 common situations. Like, look how much stuff is here. How to identify your target market, how to overcome price questions, how to create an Instagram story, how to create a personal brand. It literally goes through everything. And this is super useful for all of us, not just new coaches. So I will be going through this over the next couple weeks. And then this down here is talking about Elite and Premier and how to get there. So I suggest in here that after you're Getting Started Right call, you should check in with your new coach at least once a week. And when I had my call with my corporate mentor a couple weeks ago, she told me this, and it was kind of like an epiphany for me. I don't know why I didn't realize this before, but you know that we say that you should spend 80 to 90% of your time working on your own business, and then the leftover like 10 to 20% is helping develop your team. But part of that 80 to 90% of working on your business includes making sure that your new coaches are getting started right and being successful in the beginning. And then I put on here, wait to invite the new coach to our Elite Hustle group until after they have hit Success Club for their first time. And that's totally, I guess, up to you all, how you want to do it, but I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do that group exactly, because I do want to keep it to everyone who really does want to build the business and not like, we have our team page and then we have our hustle group, and I kind of want to keep those separately just to make sure that, because in the hustle group I want us all like pushing together and working together super closely. So I have the link to the team call that I did about the group. My plan is kind of just to direct people to go watch that before they like decide yes or no if they want to be part of the group, and just kind of go from there. But I feel like that lays it out and makes it a lot easier. I hope it does anyway, because I know at least for working with Shelby, it's been super, super simple and easy this time, and like not stressful at all, which it was before because I always felt like I was overwhelming people with too much information. And it was kind of just like information overload, and they just got paralyzed and they didn't know what to do. So I hope that makes it easier. And that's literally like not even like I didn't come up with any of that. I'm literally just outlining what corporate has told us to do. Does anybody have any questions about that? Had you all seen that I posted that? I don't know how the notifications are working in that group. Okay, one more thing. Who's chatting? You're welcome. So let me share one more time and show you something about groups. So Facebook has changed their settings for groups. So if you want to make sure you're getting all the notifications, because I know we're all in a bunch of groups, so if you don't want to see them, see all of the posts and everything, you can turn them off. But it's automatically going to set your settings for groups to go to just show you the highlights. And that would be like just friends of yours that post and suggested posts, whatever that means. So that's going to be the default. But like for this group or for our challenge group, if you want, I would click on this and change it to all posts. That way, anytime anything is posted in there, you'll get a notification about it. Because I think that's why a lot of people aren't seeing things, is because of that setting default that they changed. Well, that's all I had for today. Unless anybody wants to talk about anything else or has any questions. There we go.
Okay, I have a question, and it's like not about any of this.
Okay, well, let me stop recording. Hang on.